Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Gallaudet University. Congratulations. You got an Academy Award winner in your midst.
Troy Kotzer,
yes,
the winner of the Oscar, and almost moved me to tears at the time was the applause for.
No, it wasn't so folks. Great. Everyone's doing.
That's applause.
Yeah.
That was everybody's so into that.
Will
I was
Smith was warming up his wrist.
Word.
Yeah,
Has Word really gone away?
Word is gone.
Word
is gone.
Really?
Yeah, Word is gone. I'll hear Word. I'll respect that. But I hear no cap. Ugh, I want to throw up.
I like
that.
Word to your mother. That's what I like. I've coached Little League before. I coached Little League when I didn't have any kids. Yeah. I like baseball. And
you like kids?
I was what's that?
That's a little strange. Why did you coach when you didn't have kids?
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. Heard all over the place. Great listeners. We appreciate you. Mahanda, Zanzibar. Goleta, California. I think it's Goleta. Might be Goleta. California's got, their own pronunciations out there. Sometimes I muck it up. Salem, Missouri. Pueblo, Colorado. Mons, Belgium. And Boring, Maryland. The Mike O'Mara Show is on the air now. We welcome back one more piece of our puzzle, which it's been an interesting 2 weeks. With having, Rob out and then you yesterday, and you don't get sick very often. You do not get sick very often.
No. I wanted to come in. My wife said no.
I said no.
No.
I said no because you were the message I got yesterday was you didn't want to punt.
Yeah, yes. I didn't want to punt. I guess what I'm saying is I wanted to come in on time. I just physically couldn't get up to make it here in the morning because I was in such dire straits. And I said, maybe I could do something in the afternoon.
That's right. That's kind of what it was. And we had a great time yesterday. I know you had mentioned to me in the pre-show that you had some observances.
Yeah, I had some observations.
And you immediately put that to the top of my food chain because of my own paranoia with yesterday. But I really... it was interesting because we had talked to each other the night before when you had contacted me after I had already bailed on that horrible Oscars telecast, and then you jumped in, and because it's an award show, I was kind of on your schedule.
As a great team player does, you reach out to your friends in the middle of a broadcast.
Yes.
Did you see that?
And then sent me a text of it, and then of course by the time I got maybe 20 minutes after the text, it was everywhere, including the Australian and Japanese versions of the slap. We'll have the transcript in the news of the full apology that Will finally issued. We'll get to that in a second. I want to get to your observances, and then I will get to the apology, which we will read verbatim, but then the behavior after the award ceremony. And we really didn't follow up with when I saw the video of him dancing at the party, which speaks to the brokenness. And I've got some thoughts on Tiffany Haddish, who called what he did beautiful. Jesus Christ. Just a strange follow-up to the Will Smith and Chris Rock incident. So you said you had some sort of observance.
Yes.
You listened to yesterday's show.
I did. I traditionally don't like listening to shows I'm not a part of. I think that might be a broadcaster chip or just being selfish.
Well, I don't. No, I don't either. So whatever it is, I don't do it either.
And I didn't want to not. First off, let me say this: the broadcaster chip in us says you don't want to miss a show. The chip also says you don't want to leave your friends in the lurch and say, "Sorry, one guy's down. Now I'm going to be the other guy that's going to be down." And then the broadcaster chip number 3 was a trifecta: is the slap heard around the world was the biggest news in entertainment history in the past 3 years. So
I think it's pretty close.
But you want to talk
massive.
about it, right? You want to talk about it.
You want to be there.
That's,
be in here. I know you wanted to be
so
here.
That's a trifecta.
Right.
So when Shannon said he's going to go on with the show, I was beaming with pride. I wasn't jealous or hurt. I had a feeling that, and this is really meant more. Maybe this is an off-air conversation, but we never do anything off-air. That I always knew. I've known for years that, and I know you've done this in the past, but that you could do a show on your own. You could do 4 hours on your own. You could do 5 hours on your own, and you could kill. My only concern was Matt Bloom, because he's terrible. Ponyboy is a terrible broadcaster. I said he will bring him down. He will piss him off in a certain way that he will derail, much like anybody else does.
Nothing could have been further from the truth.
I was wrong. That was my observation. I was wrong.
Nothing could have been further from the truth.
And I sat here, and as I listened to the show, and it's like one-liners and how you set him up, and I don't know, Matt, you must have dug deep inside and Wally Pip, because
I don't have any, to the best of my knowledge, I never had any experience whatsoever with anything other than, Pony kind of being on the periphery and executive producing our show and doing that kind of stuff. I never had any prior, I hate when people say prior history. I didn't have a history with Pony.
So
I didn't know.
Funny.
If you had shared this with me, if you had texted me and say, beware, he will bring you down, that might have freaked me out.
No. Off air,
I might have totally freaked out about the idea
funny.
of letting him do it.
On air, he freezes up. Yesterday,
yesterday he was good.
He was loosey-goosey.
Well, Pony, I noticed that, you were not, you didn't, here's what Pony didn't do. Pony didn't try to overdo it. He didn't push, and he didn't try to do anything. I mean, what are your thoughts? I thought we handled yesterday pretty well.
Yeah, I thought it went smoothly. I think it actually went a lot better than I expected it to, and I think, like Oscar said,
well, let's stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Why would you have thought it may not have gone well? I'm curious what to get in your head.
I'm no broadcaster. I mean, I'm good for a few one-liners here and there, but I'm not usually able to carry any kind of conversations. And of course, you did 99% of the work.
Yeah, you didn't carry conversations.
No, not at all.
But you participated.
Yes.
You
did.
Yeah.
What I like, and the reason I like, first of all, I enjoy working collaboratively, and when in a big chunk of my radio career when I worked with Don, I was the guy that was the support man. I was the guy that was propping him up with his stories and what he was talking. So when he would be out and I would solo fly, I was very, very uncomfortable. I think both you and Rob have much more participation when it comes to day-to-day shows than maybe even I did. I know I did a lot of bits, and I know it was the Don and Mike show, but I never loved the idea of coming in, and it got into my head. And I think that was due to a lot of things.
Yeah,
there were a lot of times he wouldn't come in, and he'd call in, and he'd say, hey, you're doing this, and that made me more paranoid, and so
there has to be
it was
a level
unpleasant.
Of a collaborative uplift. And I'll give you a great example. When you leave someone to their own devices because of medical issues, or you're going on vacation, if you're part of a duo or even a trifecta, to come in and then criticize the show they've done, which we've all been a part of in one way or another. I'm not saying that's happened here.
Right.
Is absolutely selfish and what I would think destructive to the team.
Destructive is a word I'd go with. Yeah. And, when you talk about not listening, I don't listen to recorded shows that we do. When I do the show, I love reading about feedback for shows that we do. I don't, it's a rare occurrence unless something happens that is so funny that I'm going to replay it again and again. And that's happened multiple times over the run that we've had. That's when I will listen, but I don't pay attention to it. And I certainly don't listen when, I'm not around because I'm doing something or I've got a commitment or
we're also,
I'm sick.
We're not built. And for those who do shows on their own, I don't care if you have done this for 30 years or this is brand new to you. Like, I have, I maybe I don't have that chip, but I have no inclination to sit here and just spout and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And to those that do, more power to you. I don't have that chip. Right?
Yeah. But you can.
I can if I have to.
You did a longer show in your radio world than I did.
I don't have a passion for that. That's not my. I like this collaborative side. A gun to my head. I don't think
I had a passion. I have a passion for it. But I think when the situation arises, as of yesterday,
yes.
I mean, how could you not come in and want to vent? Yes, actually, to be honest with you, there's almost every day that I could come in.
I bet you can. That's what I was trying
for a half hour.
Double down.
But the reason about doing it, by myself or doing it with Pony, to have, I have to have somebody to have a conversation with. I don't think that I would be. It's not an opinion-based show enough for me to be able to just sit there and speak into the microphone. I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to make people laugh, and I'm trying to react to other people. We're a reaction show. That's what we do to pull back the curtain.
There's also a patter.
Yeah,
like there's like you see, everybody has a patter, and when you're doing a one-man show, it is like it's like a certain tempo.
Yeah, it's been really a very, very rough couple of weeks with the Rob situation that we've all gone through.
Oh man! Yeah.
And then so yesterday, the distraction, and when you talk about Will Smith and that happening, I really, not to put too much import on that whole incident, because really, who gives an F at the end of the day? But really, it just seems so typical of our times that that happened. And I want to say something that just about that, and then we can discuss the whole fallout from the Will Smith incident. When the apology was published yesterday, I want to say early afternoon. I think that's when it came out, early afternoon Eastern time. And I read that, and one of the things that I, as much as I bloviate and rant and rave and get pissed off, I love. One of the things about the human condition, I love apology and forgiveness. I really, really do. Yeah. I have done so many apology tours in my life, and I am so grateful for true forgiveness if it comes my way, that I immediately saw that, and I'm like, okay, done and done. Mm-hmm. I mean, whether he was counseled to do it, whether his motivations were, I don't care. That was when I read that, whatever publicist, or if he wrote it himself, I don't know. I don't care. What was written to me was thorough. We will have it in the news. We're not going to have it right here. And it did it for me. And then immediately, the judges jump on in this cowardly online world that we have. He should have done it sooner. Okay, well, you did. He didn't. There's only one thing in the Bible I pay attention to. There, but for the grace of God, go I. Now, one of the things I said yesterday,
but would you have gone to the Vanity Fair party?
No. Now, see, these are two different things. I think that I know that if I've gotten my Irish up multiple times and said things that are horrible to people, and usually my method is I can't really apologize fast enough, But when alcohol is involved, sometimes your depleted condition doesn't allow that to happen. But I remember that feeling. It is usually a day after thing. Even if you are the perpetrator, you are the one. Yeah, the pictures of Will Smith at the after party was, how can he be doing that? But he was still in he was still processing. He was processing till this yesterday morning. My point is, we've not heard from Chris Rock yet, although I have read that sales of Chris Rock's shows, tickets have exploded.
If he was, he's always been relevant to our
Right. His relevancy has diminished in the past couple of years.
But this is our generation, right? But the tweens at home watching with their parents because they think it's still relevant, the Academy Awards.
Right.
Like, if it's not top 5 trending on Netflix by tomorrow, every one of his specials, at least one of them,
right.
People are figuring out who this man was and is and can be.
Oh, and could you ever pick a better comedian for that to happen to? I mean, Chris Rock, who I think has been responsible for some of the most hysterical stand-up ever put on a stage. Movies, TV.
Dave Chappelle wishes that was him.
Yeah, I don't think I did agree with some of the people that said, "Hey, if it was Jason Momoa, I get that too."
Did you? And I'm sorry if I'm recalling wrong, but I sat there and a couple of things went through my mind. I guess the restraint from Chris Rock, and I mentioned was
amazing.
Well, first, the man can take a hit. Who knew? Who knew of all the comedians, the great comedians out there, who could take a hit? I'm not going to put Chris Rock up there.
Not sure if it had been a closed fist if that would have been the case.
Either way, there was
open face. That was kind of a push slap. There's a difference between the roundhouse side.
You're the fighter of our bunch. You know better than I do.
Well, it was a jab. It was a jab. It was like almost a jab with his right
on a stage.
Yeah,
it's you're blindsided.
And then to go on, and he was in shock.
Yes.
And he's a little tiny guy.
And he could have stood on stage and then unleashed with his tongue.
Yes.
So much.
Right.
To him and his family.
Right.
Because he knows he has it in him, right? But he didn't. He went to the nominees. And the man,
went to the nominees.
The man's eyes did water, but he never wept. He never wept.
Look. I said yesterday on the show, and I believe it because it was reported that he didn't know.
No,
he didn't know.
No.
I think it's he did not know about the alopecia situation, and I believe that with everything. Yep. Chris Rock's not. This is not his first time at the rodeo.
What does he have to gain? A terrible joke. It's a terrible joke. It wasn't a winning joke.
Based on the history, it's a hack joke.
Yes.
At the very least. But it's terrible if you know her history with that. If she's come out and talked about losing hair, I didn't know any of that. I don't watch whatever that show she does, that podcast that she does.
He could have yelled. Will Smith could have just yelled what he yelled after striking the man.
Right.
Same effect.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to wait till the speech. Everyone's like saying,
you mean he could have just yelled without
keep
the
my
hit?
Wife's name? Yes.
Yeah. Even that would have been a little squirmy.
A little bit, but it would not have been what it was.
Here's what else could have happened. He could have walked up, taken him to the side, and said, she has.
Yeah, she's suffering. I know your classroom. Please apologize.
Please, and walked away, or I'll kick your ass right on this stage.
Yeah.
Right, instead of going right to the.
Yes.
There are a lot of ifs and buts about this, but what my point was. I had said yesterday, I don't think he does that joke. I think he does that joke, first of all, the night that's written the night of the
teleprompter,
Oscars.
As you mentioned, all that stuff is on there. It's been sanctioned. It's gone through. Yes.
No. I think it was a backstage right. I think it was because he has an update joke.
Okay.
Because you know how they have the writers backstage,
fair.
Because it was too fresh, and she showed up and she had that look, but. I don't think he does that if he knows that. And I said there's a chance he didn't know about the alopecia.
Also, what if one of the writers at the back wrote that for him and he didn't realize it?
Oh, there's every chance that would have happened,
Yes.
Or he's backstage that this will be funny.
Yes.
So getting back to apology and forgiveness, the structure of the apology, and I'll let everybody judge it when I share it with them, that I was good with that, and now I think the last piece of this puzzle is to wait to hear from the Chris Rock camp, and now it becomes I put on my career manager hat, and if you're managing Chris Rock, what do you tell him and how you handle this particular situation? Now that the apology is out there, it's kind of in his corner. He's the one mentioned by name. During the acceptance of his Academy Award, Will Smith made no mention of Chris Rock. He apologized to the Academy, and then he goes off and he parties. And by the way, as far as the people that are on team Will with this, you're deluded. I'm sorry, you're
Time and
deluded.
place.
That's it's a total time. It was not. It is. I am not against somebody getting a beat down when it's justified. That was not justified.
He could have done it backstage. He could have. I'm not sure if you, and I'm sorry for monopolizing the time here. You did great without anyone except for yourself. Monologue show. I loved it. Pony didn't ruin
You're
it.
part of the show, dude.
From the lens of a minority, with the director being a black man, to have like a strong black man get on stage and strike another strong black man, famous and strong. But I don't mean by muscles. I mean like powerful. That's the better word. Powerful in the business. For two black men to strike each other on a stage, on a world stage like that, does not bring any sort of uplift or justice to minorities. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't. And
I agree with you.
and a lot of that, and maybe not enough of that's being talked about, because, unfortunately, in this, in the way I felt, even in my depleted condition, it was not just. I know all the jokes aside, which everybody's making jokes. You sit there and it just gives too many people the wrong ammunition to be like, see.
Being the haters out there, as far as
remember that we finally made a little progress with the Oscars So White movement. Now this,
boy, if people take it that way, it's funny. I don't look at it through that lens you do, and I see your point completely with that you do give ammunition to the wrong people. I can hear it. When I hear you say something like that, I'm like putting my little prototype white devil golf shirt wearing douche down here and hearing what's coming out of their mouth, with that in there, not around me, but obviously in other situations. I get it. I totally get that.
That's why there's a time and place, period. But there's a time and place if you are a minority in any business, let alone show business, with the stage that large, that global.
Well, that's why the apology to me is important. Yeah. I think it's if it had been radio silence from his camp, it would have been horrible. And I really looked forward to Chris Rock didn't press any charges.
Yeah,
and he certainly could have if he was suitably pissed off. And I look forward to hear what he's a brilliant person.
It's world tour time.
I'm not quite sure Will is brilliant, but I know Chris Rock is brilliant. You can't do his content and write his stuff and have that mind without being a brilliant guy.
Mike, I in my heart of hearts, and I'm no expert, but we all know geniuses out there that that are within their own craft that are somewhat broken, and at times we joke about it.
Right.
But when you're doing more harm to yourself and your legacy,
right?
Like again. Backstage, let Extra or ETV capture you cold cocking Chris Rock in the main concourse.
Yeah,
Fine.
I agree with a lot of people that said self-important moron with the way that was handled. I think that when you're, it's a lack of control, but I think it's just not.
You saw the Williams family mortified.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they're like, this guy is the guy we chose to be our father on screen, and he's using it as an excuse to be a method actor and attack this other guy.
Yeah, and then he drops the art imitates life.
Yeah,
thing. Well, he's in the movie. King Richard stands up for his daughters. Richard, stands up for Richard Williams. Stands up for the daughters getting harassed, and he gets the crap beat out of him.
Yes.
It's totally the wrong.
Yes,
And
That's
Will Smith
why,
is talking about protecting and doing that. Therein lies what I believe is he's a great movie actor.
Yes.
He has transformed his body, amazingly successful, but I don't think the smarts are there. I really don't. I just don't think it's a smart move on any level.
I also think it takes a team, and this is going to be an unpopular comment. Wait for it, Mike. Wait for the hate mail. This is why you have me here, but this is what I think.
What?
I think it could have been anybody else. Like if anybody thought he was actually going to strike him, if anybody really thought there in the venue that if that was Kanye, he's not making it halfway up that stage.
I don't know. Pretty
Kanye's at home,
there.
high-fiving his crew, saying, I'm not the only crazy one out there. He's at home being like, they're not going to not invite me anymore if he can get away with that. I'll be like
Right.
it. But if anybody in his family or his life said, "Hey," like Denzel came to him at your highest points, the devil will come and get you.
Yeah. That was
Like-
the best quote
Like
of the
it
acceptance
could
speech
not
as well.
have been clearer to me where someone within his camp or a friend be like, "Hey, what do you like? What's going like?" I wish there was something, some audio of that to try to stop him.
There
from
were no
going up
people
there.
around him. It was all celebs. They were all sitting at
Jeez.
their exclusive easy chairs. That's why that went down like that. But getting back to the whole thing about it, I really, really hope. And it's interesting when you mention the minority factor here. I
That's
look to,
devastating. I saw
would
the hate
love to
online.
see-
I saw
yeah.
it.
Oh,
I saw
it's silly.
Like, that's
silly.
one of the first lines, and I know that the internet's full of garbage. But one of the first lines said, "Remember when they wanted to be when people were complaining that Oscar's so white, and then this like this is a silver
It opens
platter,
the door
silver
for the bigots
platter, or
to
somebody to
roll
be at
in.
home and say,
Yeah.
see, to their family or friends, like I told you, like it disgusts me to a certain level where you're like, oh no, come on. And I'm a Chris Rock favorite comedian of all time. I've been a Will Smith apologist forever. You know that. As of this year, I was like, you don't understand. King Richard is the movie of movies. You called Coda, by the way. You have a great.
Oh,
this
I
great,
didn't.
yes.
I didn't gloat enough on that with
You
calling
called
Coda.
it every time they call.
Let me
Coda,
wrap
I
it.
called it.
Let me wrap the whole thing up
Yes.
because we dealt with a lot of it yesterday. But I wanted to say that I have a tremendous amount of respect and a tremendous amount of faith in Chris Rock with this opportunity to respond when hopefully he accepts the apology. The fact that he's not pressing charges, that in a way is him accepting the apology with this. Moving on. I think we have an opportunity here for Chris Rock and the Chris Rock camp
Yeah.
to make a statement that might cover a lot of bases. And when I'm talking about base, I'm talking about cancel culture. I'm talking about people getting jokes, getting back to the fact that we are the people that stand on stages and do podcasts and try to be funny.
Yeah.
That Jesus Christ, can we all just lighten up a little bit?
I've got it. And I'm happy you mentioned this because I have paid $75, $50, $100 for these fake promotional boxing matches. We get Chris Rock and Will Smith, and Will Smith has to have one hand tied behind his back.
All right.
And a celebrity boxing match.
Okay.
And then we get him in there for charity.
All right. Now you're making me wish you were still puking.
Well, no, I'm just saying, work with me here. Imagine.
No, I don't. I have no intention of doing that. Thank you. No. If
YouTubers can get in a ring and I'll pay to see that.
No, it's not. You got Muhammad Ali. He played Muhammad Ali, and you got Chris Rock. You've seen Chris
with one
Rock.
arm tied behind his back.
Okay, one arm tied behind his back. Maybe if Chris Rock has some sort of weapon. Anyway, that's silly. I won't do that. But
or you play Even Stevens, where on Instagram live,
right.
Chris Rock gets cold, like just Even Stevens gets to slap him as hard as he can, and now they're square.
No, I'm waiting for the Chris Rock word of mouth, and we'll see what happens if we get that today or tomorrow or
you wouldn't
whenever.
want Even Stevens an eye for an eye.
If Chris Rock does radio silence, Oscar, I will be disappointed.
I don't think he does. He's penning a deal with Netflix as we speak. He has to be.
I'd like to see but
more
that
specials.
Response has to come today. That response has to come
can't
today.
I agree. It cannot be Friday. It can't be like a drop dead day. No.
The iron is still sizzling.
No.
Please. And thank you for mentioning my pick to click, which, by the way, was post-nomination, so I don't get that much credit for it.
I was poo-pooing you about, I was like, Coda can't be that great. I watched it. Great film. But you called it. You called it.
I loved it, and I loved
clean sweep, man.
I'm not doing this 2 days in a row. I was busy yesterday.
Gallaudet University. Congratulations,
Troy.
You got an Academy Award winner in your midst.
Hold on, Troy. Oh, he's Gallaudet.
Yes, sir.
All right. Troy Kotzer.
Yes,
the winner of the Oscar. And almost moved me to tears at the time was the applause for.
No, it wasn't
deaf
so
folks.
great. Everyone's doing.
That's applause.
Yeah.
That was everybody's so into that. I
Will
was sitting
Smith
in
was
my
warming
chair.
up his wrist.
It was so sweet. It was a sweet moment. But I will credit also one last word on this. As Rob Spiewak has described, and he's been a talking head on this show. The funniest man on the internet, Craig Horlman, who that evening, I don't dole out many LMFAOs. I just don't. But when Craig Horlman wrote, "Please keep Will Smith away from Liza Minnelli."
Oh my God!
That was the line.
Yes,
that was the line of the night. As far as
poor
that was
Liza,
concerned.
Jesus Christ!
Who knows? I don't know what's going on. But Lady Gaga was super sweet to her. It was like, but when they did that for Troy Kotsur, who was the dramatic force behind that movie, I was really happy. If you haven't seen Coda yet, you want to see a movie that deserved the best picture. That was the movie. It got what it deserved, the Academy Award for Best Picture, and really, really terrific. But yeah, so we'll see. I hope. Boy, wouldn't it be nice? I'd just like it all to be buttoned up, and then we move on.
50% up, baby, up.
And like during when everybody started hearing about the slap,
it's got to be the second half, the last 40 minutes.
Yeah,
like a Super Bowl that is far gone. You're like, oh man, this game's over, and people are like, oh no, they're coming back. They're
not
coming
in a million
back.
years. This is the way it went with me. Oscar texts Mike. Mike calls Oscar because it sounded like it was something big. You say what it is. You said you'll send it to me. You send it to me. I go back down, sit in easy chair, planning on going to bed. This is all happening in and around 10:30 Eastern time. I go sit back down, wait till the bitter end of that tedious bullshit fest known as the Oscars, just so I can see the Will Smith acceptance speech.
Who wins? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he was going to win, and I wanted to see what he was going to do. And then he, I thought he punted it, to be honest with you. But wow, I mean, and so yesterday coming in, and 2 days of time, the country's still talking about this. It's still going on. We'll talk about it in the news coming up. That's the way it goes. But there's a much bigger breaking news story that Oscar, who apparently as of the wee hours of Monday morning was yakking. We haven't even gotten the details on that, and we will get the details on a much more important story that not only did your mom have it and you have it, you have now been gracious enough to pass it along to your beloved, your betrothed. Shannon has the death grip that you have.
She is at home, either on the toilet or on the floor. One or the other. We'll find out.
Somebody didn't wash his hands, Pony. Anyway, that's the way that goes down. Yes, sirree. It's the little cruise ship Santana happening right now. Lock them down. Nobody gets a trip to the free buffet. That cannot happen. We'll take a break, and including the apology coming up next on the homepage. You're listening to the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, y'all, I'm Luke Bryan.
Hi, America, this is Luke Bryan, and I won't be satisfied till I get every one of your redneck dollars in my wallet.
I'm here with Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, and he wears real tiny little jackets.
This is going to work, right? I mean, this is going to be good. Right?
I make my own beer. It tastes like
Take it from country music doofus Luke Bryan.
Hi, this is Luke Bryan.
And I never shave my neck.
From shiny new licorice hats to red Solo cups,
I've got goose flesh.
the Mike O'Mara Shopping Center has got you covered for all your hillbilly shopping needs.
All right.
Just click the shopping center banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Ain't that right, Luke?
That dang old internet, man. Click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. From weddings to work functions to weekends out on the town, it's always best to dress to impress, especially in clothes that fit you perfectly. Indochino makes high-quality custom-fitted suits, shirts, and casual wear at surprisingly affordable prices. Indochino offers it all, and every piece is made to your exact measurements. And you can customize every detail. Plus, they're always adding new pieces, so you can stay on trend and in style. Check out their latest spring and summer collection. The best part, Indochino suits start from just $429, and shirts begin at $79 with all customizations included. Oscar, you have used Indochino for years.
I
love it?
I just received my new suit yesterday. Yes, I didn't try it on because I was, not in the best shape, but it arrived.
Oh, you didn't want to puke on it?
No problems.
I love Indochino. If you're gonna love yours. That's the bottom line. I just made myself laugh. This season, dress to impress with Indochino. Get $50 off any purchase of $399 or more by using promo code TMOS at Indochino.com. That's $50 off a purchase of $399 or more at INDOCHINO.com. Promo code TMOS, everybody. And you love yours. And really, disregard that thing I said about him being sick.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
Yes, this is the homepage, and we start with the apology that I was teasing in the first segment. Didn't want to, read the whole thing until now. Here's the apology from Will Smith, released yesterday afternoon sometime. Violence in all its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. That's the only part of it I don't like, because we don't know that Chris was even aware of her medical condition. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line, and I was wrong. I am embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress. That's a thorough apology, in my opinion. What say you?
It's It doesn't seem. I think it's a hollow apology. At,
you want
at the
more?
root. Well, I don't want more. What I would have liked is on such a grand stage for him to I had apologized in his apology to say that,
in his acceptance speech, you wanted him to apologize. It would have been much better. If somebody like a publicist was out there penning this thing and said, "Here, read this, you son of a bitch.
Yes.
Read this right now." You know what I mean?
Chris,
I get it.
My wife's suffering from alopecia. You might have missed that. Something really doesn't have to be really
humble.
Just I'm embarrassed by my actions, and please don't let this taint this evening. Instead
it really should have been the gist of. He got preachy during his acceptance
because
speech.
he said
I see your point, but that's woulda, coulda.
Okay,
right.
Hi, fam. We're not going to these parties because I have to apologize, and I don't think the optics are right for me to go and celebrate because I made a fool of myself.
You have a point. It's hard to argue with that. Hey, look, I know, but at the same time, I believe in forgiveness. I believe in apologies. I believe, the fact that it's come at all is a good thing. And but boy, you make some good points about
publicists
if
could have
they
said,
handled
"Hey, don't go to those parties."
Yeah, and
there'll be more of these. It'll be okay if you just go home now.
You look like more of an a-hole.
Yes, because there's a bunch of video of you singing and laughing, not giving a 3 Fs about anything.
Dancing to your own song, "Summertime." You look like a real a-hole.
Yes.
Anyway, moving right along. Jason Momoa is not getting back together with Lisa Bonet, if people were concerned about that. So, ladies, he's single.
This whole breakup has confused me.
Well, on the red carpet at the Oscars, here's what he said. Quote, "We're not getting back together. We're family forever," which counters previous rumors that he and Lisa were reconciling. Jason was later seen at Vanity Fair's after party getting pretty close with who else but Kate Beckinsale.
Oh.
What is it with Kate Beckinsale and everybody?
She's a kingmaker. Once you look at Pete Davidson, propelled to stardom.
Johnny Depp too, right? Didn't she?
Yeah. Momoa doesn't need it. I mean, he's there, but he's certainly going to keep him in that stratosphere.
A source said, quote, "They were standing at a bar chatting. They both had smiles on their faces and were very much into their conversation." Another said they seemed flirtatious. He put his arm around her a few times and even gave her his jacket to stay warm. And she, to me, is one of the most beautiful women
noted,
in Hollywood.
and I don't know what I think the clinical term, what is it? It's magic vagina. Yes.
There it is.
Big
That's
V
the one the
energy.
doctors use.
Yeah,
See,
big
now
V
I'm really
energy.
glad to have you back. I would never say that. He would. Peyton Manning gave Tom Brady a gift when Brady retired. Peyton did this when Tom Brady was going to bail. He sent him a 2-page letter and a very, very expensive bottle of wine. And at a recent event, he said, quote, I want him back.
Yep.
I want the letter back. He got to read all those nice things. I want it back. I want the bottle of wine back, too.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree, too.
It's like sending a wedding gift when the wedding was called off. I want him back.
And God, Tom Brady plays it so close to the protective vest that he wears, his flak jacket, that you just never know. The scuttlebutt down here in Florida is that he's connected with the Miami Dolphins and may be working and doesn't get along with Bruce Arians and is maybe coming back into the league and he might play for another team.
It might go deeper than this. You remember this is, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty good at sniffing stuff out. He released his own clothing line. Do you remember this?
No,
prior to him,
I do not.
Okay, so he has his own clothing line. Prior to him retiring, and then I went online. I'm like, oh, I'd like to wear something Tom Brady wears. He looks pretty snifty in those pictures. And I was like, oh, that jacket is $350. I don't like it that much. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And then I started looking around. I'm like, oh, these jackets don't seem to be selling a lot because they're all on sale on different websites. Mm-hmm. Maybe he thought he was going to be some sort of fashion mogul. And that didn't work out. So he's looking at the receipts at home and he says, well, I got to go back to the gridiron because that did not work out.
A purely financial decision at that level?
Well, he wants to win
Really?
at all levels. If he's losing at fashion, he's got to win somewhere else.
Well, Miami more of a fashion capital than Tampa, that's for sure.
Correct, yes. Could
Tampa
he end up,
is Crocs and hoodies.
But
you know?
he's not going to end up at Miami right away. He probably wants to buy into ownership at Miami.
All right, okay. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. He's a mysterious man. New generations are always coming up with new slang, and it seems like once the adults start catching on, the terms are no longer cool, and the kids have moved on to something else. One website put together a list of 21 slang terms that are outdated, but were supposedly good enough that they need to make a comeback. I don't know who made that call that they need to make a comeback, but here they are. They're not too many of them, but there are a few. On fleek.
That's it's on point. Like
yeah, I know what
perfect,
it is,
right?
but do you think it should come back? Apparently, it's fallen out of favor.
Yeah, I haven't heard on fleek in forever.
Bugging.
I like bugging.
What is bugging? I don't know.
Like you're tripping. You're
full of it.
You know
like,
what?
Oh, you're
Will
bugging.
Smith was bugging.
He was bugging when he did that
on Sunday night.
I like that. I enjoy that one. Tripping. He was tripping too, wasn't he?
Yes, he was definitely
bugging and tripping. All right. I know this one. Illin.
Oh yeah, I was illin.
You're chill, right?
I was
That's
illin
chill?
on Sunday night and Monday morning.
Well, that's literally. Word. Word.
Yeah,
Has word really gone away?
Word is gone.
Word
is gone.
Really?
Yeah, word is gone. I'll
like
hear
word.
I'll respect that. But I hear no cap. Ugh, I want to throw up. When
I like
hear that.
word to your mother. That's what I like. Poppin'.
I like
Do you know
poppin'.
poppin'?
I think poppin's still here, but I could be wrong.
Say it's old. Bomb. The bomb, I guess. Bomb.
No.
Or bomb. That's bomb.
I don't think. The bomb is fine, but that might they could stay away.
Just say it at the airport. Flava.
Oh.
Flava. Flava.
Flava. I don't think it went anywhere because of Flavor Flav. I think it's still
If I
here.
go into a local ice creamery and I say, what's the best flavor?
That might be an issue.
Okay. Fresh.
Fresh is
like
still
the
great.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, Amazon
It's just
Fresh.
all will all the time.
Yes.
Amazon Fresh. Turn up.
I still hear turn up.
Is turn up? I'm going to show up like it used to be.
No, you're gonna party.
I wonder if Grandma will turn up.
No,
What?
you're gonna turn up this party. Like you're gonna party. Yes.
Let's turn up,
party.
everybody.
Let's party.
Mike's here now. All right.
It's
Mimosas
time.
for
Yes,
everyone.
yes.
Turn up.
Or when is he gonna turn?
No, that's a different turn. When's he going to make the turn? That's been my whole life. He's turned. Get out of the bar.
Time to leave.
Boo. Boo.
Like girlfriend, like boo, like you're my boo.
Is that what it is? I
Yeah.
don't know. You see, that's why you're here. I
Yeah,
couldn't have done this
you're my
story
boo.
yesterday. This is a story. This is a classic
Yeah,
example.
my
Where I'm glad
boyfriend,
you're here.
my
I
boo.
couldn't have done this yesterday. Fly. That's old.
Yes.
That's really old. No doubt.
Yes,
A fantastic singing
Gwen
group.
Stefani still killing it.
Tight. That's
Oh,
another
I
one.
still like tight. That's tight.
Oh, that's tight. That is tight.
Yes.
And frontin'.
Frontin is old. Doesn't need to come back.
Okay. Let's see. Words ending in easy, playa hater, stilo, dope, swag, and YOLO. Which is, of
Yellow's
course,
still
you
here.
only live once.
Oh, speaking
I'm
of...
going to have another piece of lemon meringue pie because YOLO.
Did you see the YOLO story about these kids that all quit their jobs? Now 50% of them want their jobs back.
Oh, because they've realized that life without a steady income is a tad problematic. Is that what they're thinking? Who knows? Man, oh man. Well, for those kids, when you're out there enjoying life, YOLO. Can alcohol actually be good for you in small amounts? It seems like the answer to this flip-flops every year, but this supposedly puts an end to it. Listen up. An extensive new study at Harvard and MIT found the answer is no.
Oh.
Drinking any amount of alcohol is bad for you, specifically your heart and cardiovascular system. That even includes the occasional glass of wine. This is a massive study. So why have the other studies found moderate drinking can be good? They say it's because people who drink in moderation are also more likely to have other healthy habits, even more so than people who don't drink at all. They eat more vegetables, get more exercise, and are less likely to make smoking part of their life. They looked at medical records of, this is going to depress people, especially if they like to have a cocktail, 370,000 adults. And when you control for those habits, there's no evidence that alcohol has any health benefits.
Well, this hits close to home.
Okay, that's all you need to say.
Right.
All right, thank you very much. We'll move on to the last one. A little something. I didn't know whether to include it or not, but I just had to. A 2-year-old dog named Parks has been tasked with providing emotional support and physical aid at a children's hospital in Florida. The Labrador Retriever recently joined the Child Life team at the Orlando Health Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children in Florida. Great place. There, he can practice more than 40 commands. This dog knows 40 commands. It's incredible, including pulling toy wagons, pushing drawers, and retrieving items. The hospital is glad to have him around. Parks received his facility dog training from Canine Companions. That's a nonprofit that contacts people and organizations to service dogs. The talented pup, I should say, has been paired with a lady named Kimberly Burbage, a child life specialist at the hospital. He will spend his free time with her, Burbage, when he's not working Monday through Friday. And this dog, supposedly with these 40 commands, just a brilliant animal. The dog was recently tested and discovered to have a higher IQ than 60% of Florida human beings, which is spectacular.
Sounds about right.
Is. That's it, Pony. We got it. That's your homepage. Thank you very much, everybody.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, anyway, for the last story, sorry about that, but it's just interesting to me. Oh, dear. So many things going on. We'll take a break, and we will come back with something special. Oh, yes, we'll talk about the sick house with the Santana family when we come back. More illness.
Oh, it's your boy, Paulie. Technology has come a long way for the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to it on iTunes and Spotify. Watch the boys on YouTube. Hang out with them on Facebook and Instagram. And now they're also on Alexa. Let's check it out. Hey, Alexa, play the Mike O'Mara Show podcast.
Here's the Mike O'Mara Show from TuneIn. Number 2,208.
It's unfreaking believable.
Full course meal, 1 hour 22
really
minutes.
Unfreaking believable.
Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh my God, that's friggin' unbelievable.
Friggin' unbelievable. Sorry.
Back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Paulie. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hello. I'm Mike O'Mara, AARP member. True. Oh, sure, I'm still young at heart. In fact, Carla was telling me that just the other day, how young I am as an older dad. But as we get older, we're more concerned about affordable health care. I am. Lower prescription costs. I am. And protecting Social Security. I am. And Medicare. AARP advocates for you and offers financial resources, fraud protection help, information on joining local volunteer groups, and much, much more. AARP knows you have a lot of good years ahead. Yes, they do. I used to think AARP was just for old people, but anyone over 50 can truly benefit from family caregiving support, access to news and community events, driving safety tips. Oh, boy, they should come down here. Job boards and resume advice, not to mention great discounts on things like prescriptions not covered by Medicare, and up to 15% off meals at participating restaurants. Not restaurants. Remember, AARP is the largest advocacy group for people that are 50 plus. Here's what I want you to do. Try the benefits for yourself. Go to aarp.org/TMOS to join for just $12 your first year. During your first year with automatic renewal, you'll get a second membership for free, plus AARP, the magazine, and a free gift. That's aarp.org/TMOS. So, yesterday, sick day. You had mentioned, or when when your wife was texting to Pony
I never,
about
by the
your
way,
illness.
I like to text directly. I was in such dire straits.
I get it.
That I was like,
I've had the missus
somebody
do it.
text Mike and Pony, please.
Now, you had mentioned during the text, all I remember, something was mentioned about your mom apparently had this death grip. This is a 24-hour thing, obviously.
Yes.
You're here.
On Saturday, my mom comes home. For some reason, she still goes to work once a month. I don't know if it just keeps her sanity. She did. And she comes home around 3, and she's like, I'm so nauseous. I'm sorry. I can't really hang out. And I was like, I put her to bed. My brother is in town from Boston. My sister, who's, a doctor as well, is with them, and their nephew. She ends up getting violently ill, which looked like food poisoning, but she ends up getting so sick that she pukes on her rug in her bedroom, right? I'm sorry for anybody that's eating right now. And as a son, it's scary, right? But I and my sister-in-law start cleaning up the mess and taking care of her. And at that point, you're not thinking of hey, let me get some gloves and a mask. You just are responding to an emergency.
Right. Absolutely.
And she ends up...
Were you there, or did you get the call to go over there?
I was there. I was already there.
You were at the house.
I heard my mom...
Your regular weekend drop by your mom.
I heard my mom yelp. When someone's in distress, and I walk in, and she's at the toilet in her bedroom. But I see the trail.
I'm falling, and
I see the trail of, on the way to that she didn't make it she didn't make it there, and I'm like, oh, this is not good.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry.
So
than one time.
my mom, my wife, my brother, my dad were not home, but my sister-in-law and I were, so we helped my mom out, and we cleaned
Is your
up.
brother visiting?
Yes, he was.
Okay, all right.
We clean up, put my mom to bed, take care of her.
Poor thing.
Yes.
Then that's tough, all right? I mean, that's tough to see your mom in that depleted condition.
It was scary.
Right. Yep.
Feel better, though, because you have a doctor in the house, so you're not just guessing on what's going on.
Right.
Put her to bed. She kept on making trips to the toilet, set up everything. We're like, oh, man. I'm not thinking that, oh, no, I'm going to get sick. Or my sister-in-law isn't thinking, oh, no, she's going to get sick. We're taking care of somebody.
You're not processing the fact that this might be a 24-hour virus.
Worse,
that happens.
COVID. You don't know.
Right.
It's your family.
Because the puking and pooping can be a symptom of COVID, too.
Absolutely.
I get it.
My sister-in-law processed it because she promptly went downstairs and got a rapid COVID test and said, let's check you out, Mom.
So your sister's she's the clear-headed physician.
Yes.
So the whole family's in town, right, for this?
Yes.
All right. What was the occasion? Was that
they were coming back from their 27th vacation in Costa Rica. Who knows, Mike? They like to travel. They're just
dropping by to say hi for a while.
In fairness to them, they were coming back from a vacation, but they did want to see my father because, remember, he had that accident a week ago.
Oh, okay. So they're coming from Costa Rica to D.C.
Changed
and
their
then back
flights
to
and
California.
Back to Boston.
Oh, they're Boston. This is Jose and his wife.
Yes.
What is Jose's wife's name again?
Lauren.
Yeah,
okay, super sweet.
I get it.
But they decided to spend 3 days in Olney, Maryland, to see my father.
Mm-hmm.
So we clean up, no big deal. I'm sitting there. My mom has struggles for roughly 24 hours, and then she's back up and running. Not COVID, multiple tests. We're in the clear.
This is Saturday or Friday?
This is Saturday. This is Saturday.
This is Saturday.
Yes.
Okay, so this is rapid.
Yes.
Okay.
So then we're all, a Sunday comes, I take my brother and his family to the airport. I come back. I'm not silly enough to go and I'm not hugging my mom and saying goodbye. I'm like, okay, air kisses, love you. Like, hope you feel better.
At this point, by the time you leave your mother on Saturday, is there any thought in your mind that all of you might be exposed and might be mindful of this situation? Is it mentioned?
No,
even?
we felt like if we would have gotten the bug, we would have gotten it. Yeah, it would have been
like
Sunday
while
morning.
You were at the house.
Yes,
Okay.
would have happened.
You go back Sunday morning.
I go back Sunday morning, and I'm like, take care of my mom. I stay up most of the night checking in on her because we didn't really know what it was, and I didn't want to burden
This is
anybody
Saturday
else.
night you spent checking on her?
Yeah, I check on her. I drop the family off at the airport on Sunday morning, then drive back from the airport because I like a little brother, have to shuttle everybody around to my parents' house to pick up my wife and my dog and say goodbye to the family.
So by the time during all this traveling,
I'm feeling
do you
a
ever
little
get any
weary.
like,
I'm
nuggets
feeling
or
a
anything?
little weary, but I'm not. I feel like I just haven't had enough sleep. That like
Okay.
logy feeling.
All right, I get it.
My dad is an F1 fan, so he loves open wheel racing now.
Right.
And so we watch the race in Bahrain.
So you linger a little bit in the sick house.
But my mom is in her room. Like she's
Okay.
not coming down. Just my dad and I hanging out, right?
And it's your dad, so even if she's screaming for help, he won't go.
No, he's not going to make it up there in time. So because we got a race to watch, Mike. There's 50 laps.
During your watching of F1 and dropping
Yes.
people off at the airport,
Yes.
are there any large meals involved?
No, I don't really have
Okay.
an appetite, which is strange.
Ah, okay.
So
All right. Very
now looking back at it, I go home. My mom, we make it home around 7 p.m. My wife says, "Do you want the usual?" And the usual, if you haven't noticed, I'm loving myself, is grapes, yogurt, and trail mix. It's just terrible. But I am loving myself.
But if that's what you're putting in, excuse me, I'm feeling a little lightheaded now. No, if that's what you're putting in,
Yes.
That's going to be better for later.
Yes.
I think.
I'm watching the Academy Awards. I have a back and forth with Mike around 10:30 p.m. Around 11:30 p.m. as it's wrapping up.
You're energetic when you're texting me
Everything is
about
fine.
you've got to see what Will Smith just did.
Everything is fine.
And you
I'm
sounded
telling
good,
Yeah,
too.
I was
Right.
fine. No drinking whatsoever. It's Sunday night,
Right.
school night. And then around 11:30, I'm like, oh no, it's here. You have the feeling. If
You
you've
know
ever been
immediately.
around somebody that was sick before and you know what's coming, and you hope it doesn't come and it finally comes, you're like, oh,
And
it's here.
It's here. I got it. Let's just get ready.
The violence that ensues is something I have never been a part of before, and this is why I think it might have been neurovirus, because everybody talks about it in the way that you just can't
Well,
control
I can
anything.
tell you probably based on what I'm hearing about the whole fam.
Yes.
It is. Any word on the other family members? The ones that flew?
Sister-in-law, sick she got sick last night as well.
It's everybody on the plane.
Oh my goodness, can you imagine? My mom, patient zero. How dare she? So I make it from 11:30 to 1:30 a.m. with just full bore, not going to bother anybody with this. I'm a man. I can get through this, right?
Yakety yak on your own.
All on my own. Till maybe this is like.
Is there any relief when that's going on with the norovirus? It's not like
because
it's not like when you have food poisoning and you purge the nastiness.
I have
that's
had
inside
that.
of you.
It's great. You're
Right.
like, oh, finally, I can go to bed.
I've
No.
had that too. Right.
It's this eerie. It's going to come again, and when it does, it's going to be even more painful. It's a painful situation.
Yeah, and I'm sure your sides and your rib cage and everything hurts today.
Is pain.
Okay.
Until the fifth bout, my wife finally realizes something's wrong when I'm puking in the sink and not being able to make it to the bathroom. That's how crazy it is.
Wow.
I said, call my sister, please. And I have trashed my sister to Kingdom Come for, being making it all about me and always
Right.
like making us go to California and like trying to ruin holidays. I am here to apologize profusely because my sister picked up the phone and she said to my wife, he needs Zofran. And this is
what is that? What is
an
Zofran?
anti-nausea medication. And she said, if you don't get him Zofran, it's going to be 10 times worse. And she says, where is the 24-hour pharmacy? And Shannon's like, I think everything's closed. She goes, Shannon, where's the 24-hour? I'm hearing this while I'm puking in the sink. And then she goes, Shannon. And as I say Shannon, she says, Shannon. She said, Google, Google. Like, use Google. Like, just don't
You
give
say
up.
that to her?
Yes, Google. Google something. Google not my place. You
I'm going to
can't.
remember that.
you
Everybody
can't-
should remember that. Zofran.
So
That's a prescription,
It's a
right?
prescription.
All right.
Shannon says, I can't find one. And it's like, womp womp. Here goes the battle for the rest of the night. And then my sister's like, I'll call you back. My sister finds a 24-hour pharmacy in Arlington, Virginia, which is not too far from Georgetown, D.C.
Yeah, good for her.
My sister didn't give up. She didn't give up on her man.
Oh, so she really saved you.
Yes.
How quickly after you took the script were you starting to feel slightly better? Did it help
it's
immediately?
immediate.
It's immediate.
It's immediate.
Like no more retching
no.
at all.
You feel it, but it dulls it by 80 to 90%. Where you're like,
I didn't know this existed for this type of situation.
Pro tip. My wife, unfortunately, just before I get to my wife, who got sick as well. So I'm sitting there, and prior to the medication arriving, I'm like, I need to do the show tomorrow, right? And she goes, "You're not doing a show tomorrow." This is before my sister finds the medication or the pharmacy. I was like, "That was the biggest night in broadcasting." Like, this is how we're thinking. And she doesn't care. She thinks I'm an idiot. She's like, "Who cares? Like, you're dying. You're in sinks right now. You
It's
can't
the
even."
chip.
And then she says, I said, "Uh-oh." And then she goes, I say, "Uh-oh," because I'm laying on the floor. And then the easiest way and the classiest way to do it on air is, I was thinking about the show and I felt something flow, diarrhea.
The other end.
Yes.
So the Zofran's not going to help the other end.
Well, the Zofran hadn't arrived yet. It wasn't even in play.
Oh, so you're doing it both. So it's norovirus.
Yeah.
And Shannon dealing with that
yeah,
now?
Yeah, and she was like, "Did you just poop your pants?" I said, "Yes."
So helpful.
Yes, I did. Can you please go to the pharmacy?
Oh, my God. Wow, that's loud. Oh, my God. We had to take a break. Anyway, we'll come back with something. I don't know. We're all recovering. Well, we'll get a Shannon update as well. And I want to just vent about why am I whispering? I'm doing a show. It's my kid's Little League. Oscar. I'm not a good person. We'll take a break, and we will come back with more pants. I'm still a child at 62.
Tonight, after an all-new Fall Guy, there's a man on the mean streets of West South Florida who won't put up with his lady being hassled.
I don't like my lady being hassled.
I said that. And when it comes to keeping cars on the street, this guy takes matters into his own hands.
The car just could not pull into the driveway. I had to park on the street.
Mike O'Mara is on the case, and he lives life on his own terms.
We all control the street.
It's the O'Mara Files. Watch it along with the Mike O'Mara Show on your favorite platform, YouTube, Instagram, and at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And remember,
I love cigars. Thank you, Jim Amato. Appreciate it. Keep them coming, boys.
Yes.
The pipeline's got to be filled up pretty soon. Please help. Please
top it off.
Anyway, the first thing you need to know is that Catalina Crunch's cereal is delicious. That's numero uno. The dark chocolate, the cinnamon toast, both great. Amazing, really, because zero sugar, keto-friendly, low carb. Most zero-sugar food doesn't taste delicious. They can fake it all they want, but it doesn't. Catalina Crunch is different. They really nailed this. Plus, it packs a whopping 11 grams of plant-based protein and 9 grams of fiber per serving. Taste for yourself why over 10,000 customers rate Catalina Crunch 5 stars. They've got 8 delicious flavors to choose from, and you're going to love all of them. Gluten-free, grain-free, non-GMO, only real clean ingredients, nothing artificial. See why Catalina Crunch cereal is the tastiest, fastest growing cereal brand in America. Just go to CatalinaCrunch.com/TMOS for 15% off your first order. I cannot tell you how good this stuff is. Free shipping as well. That's CatalinaCrunch.com/TMOS. Not sure which flavor to start with? Try a variety pack, people. And check out their delicious cookies and snack mixes while you're at it. Again, that's CatalinaCrunch.com/TMOS for 15% off your first order, plus free shipping. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Oscar, I'm glad you're feeling better. Very sorry to hear that this is making its way through the family. The rotavirus must be a lot of sharing of I guess faucets or something.
No,
like
no,
that.
no. I guess this is what it is, Mike. My mom has been in a cocoon for 3 years. We were trying to save her from coronavirus and COVID-19. Right. So for her to get sick after 3 years, this is probably happening across the country when people get the flu or get some sort of stomach bug.
Mean, when you're talking about yours, you're going to probably have pockets all over the country where this is happening. Rotavirus is contagious as hell.
Yes.
That's the way it goes down.
So,
and Shannon's living it right now.
She's living
at your
it.
house.
I hear at around 10:30 last night, I hear, Peach. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? She goes, I think it's here.
Oh, God, what a horrible feeling. But you had the drug.
I had the drug. I called my sister. Again, my apologies for all the terrible things I've said in the past. I said, what do I do? She says, has she puked yet? She says, she's about to puke. Okay, let her puke, then give her a Zofran, which it dissolves underneath your tongue. And then did that. Doesn't stop you from getting
Feeling
sick.
ill.
But it minimizes the impact of because it's an anti-nausea medicine.
So now that she's gotten it earlier than you did, is she doing better through this thing?
Through my lens, she felt at the very most 50% of what I went through. Now she's still recovering today because it's a rough go, but it wasn't what I went through. And God bless my mom; she had 0 Zofran, and I would have died if I had nothing. Like, it's crazy
because she was really sick.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Shannon, quick recovery and
on the path back.
And you, I look. I know you've come in here. Yeah. This is the first thing you're doing today. Is coming in and doing the show. I would maybe beat feet.
Oh, I have to go back and help my wife. Yes.
Yeah. Go beat feet, but also not being around. But before you leave, French kiss Dan O'Brien.
Got a mask. I saw him this morning. He's like, "How you feeling?" He shook my hand. He's like, "I can't shake anybody's hand." What are we doing?
He put his hand.
He's
out.
so formal. Like we're
hi
at,
there.
Hi there.
How are you?
Hi.
All right. We've only got a few minutes here, but I have to share this because I think I'm a bad person. I'm trying to control it, but I'm having a lot of trouble with Little League. With watching Little League,
I thought you were evolving your game. You're the dugout coach.
I'm the temporary dugout. I don't like being the dugout. You know what I want to do at the end of my day? I want to bring my my little camp chair, sit next to my wife, grab a burger at the concession stand, and watch my kid bat. Yeah. All right, and my kid got 2 at bats last night. Needs some work. I got to get him out on the field. A little practice required. We've been golf central, and now it's I got when you've got your kid in all of these activities, you got to focus. Here it is. I'm watching this other coach on the other team. He's loud. He's loud to the point of being obnoxious, but he's loud. But the thing is, the kids are doing what he says. Okay?
Structure.
On our team, we've got the nicest, kindest, friendliest dads. Nice, easygoing dads, and it is killing me. I'm sorry, it's killing me.
What, are
because
their kids' best friends and they're not their fathers?
It's not even that. It's just the, like, for example, when you'll hear a coach out there say, okay, go to second. Mm-hmm. Our coach is more like, go to second.
Oh, no.
It's just driving me nuts. I know that this is an instructional league. I know that there are even some 7-year-olds, maybe even a 6-year-old on the team. I know these skew young. We're teaching them, all right? But when if I'm behind the plate as a coach and I've got the catcher in front of me, I tell him to get in the catcher's position and not just lean on his knees and look at the daisies.
Yes.
It's little things like that are killing me. Meanwhile, Mrs. O'Mara is killing me too. And for example, it's just I know
Why
we're not
is she
there
killing you?
Because she's getting pissed too. That it's like, tell him to go to second. Tell him to run to second. And there's
she's involved.
She's involved.
I
know.
I love
it's not about the winning and losing at this stage, but at least come on.
You got to teach him the game.
It's the competition. It's the spirit of competition. And here's the problem. If you're going to do that talk, I'm going to talk. I'm venting here because I'm not going to vent at the game.
No.
Because my feeling and my philosophy is if I'm that dad that's yelling and stuff, put up or shut up. I'm at every game.
You want to be
I didn't
a coach?
volunteer to be a manager. I don't know. I've done it before. I've coached Little League before. I coached Little League when I didn't have any kids. Yeah. I like baseball. And
you like kids?
I was what's that?
That's a little strange. Why did you coach when you didn't have kids?
Shut up.
You know what I'm saying?
I think because I wanted to be participating in the community because I was a radio personality.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
Strange.
Yeah, I'm almost certain. I don't think my girls were born when I coached.
Look at those young bucks. Let me mold them.
I didn't know.
What are you doing here with that catcher?
It's like he's being.
Is that a soft serve machine, sir? Or are you just happy to see me? What the hell?
I did it on the Eastern Shore. I know. I'm sure I did.
I'm sure a neighbor said, "Hey, O'Mara."
None of my kids were playing on the
team.
Did
was a friend's kid on there, and it was like part of a softball, like beer league?
I think I may have been asked to volunteer that they needed coaches. To be honest with you, I'd love to continue.
But if I came
this
out here and said, "Hey,
discussion down there," that I sought it out.
If I said this to you, said, "Hey, I've joined a little,"
I'd be all over you.
Yeah,
I would be completely. This is why we needed you back, pal. All right, if you want to know why we need you, this is the one. This is the one where I'm going to be on the 8th green today. I'm going to remember what you did to me here, and I'm going to start laughing because it is just you. And I have completely lost my train of thought because it's so funny.
Did you yell at them when you used to coach them? And
I don't
not
think
know
I
them?
did.
Okay.
I don't think I did. I think when you're in the trenches, but at the same time, I want to win. Isn't it stupid?
No,
Michael struck out last night, and I hit my thigh, and I'm so into it. It's ridiculous. I think I am a product of my generation, and I think this is, I always talk about the children of the greatest generation. I'm a product of that generation of hyper-competitive individuals. I think the one thing you can say about anywhere from these 60 to 75-year-old people down here, they're hyper-competitive. They're competitive. You'll get a guy in a Lincoln MKZ that's driving 13 miles per hour, and you start to pass him on the right, and he goes because he doesn't want to be passed. Anyway, that's it. I got to take a break.
But just briefly, as long as you're instructing and not criticizing, I think it's okay to yell.
I think so, too. And I'm just thinking about me when I was a little league coach. What were you doing? Why'd you do that without kids? We'll come back with the sound town. Oh, God, I love my job. I was in pain on my angry deathbed.
Oh, boy, you.
It's my aching belly, my diverticulitis, which is flaring up.
You're gonna cry, baby. Oh, you're gonna fucking cry. Look at him, he's crying.
It's going to be embarrassing, but since I have no material left on the show today and I'm cloudy and I'm having trouble reading, I will tell you it's because I wore too tight pants.
Does stress get at it?
Yes, the stress of that last segment. Stress of old promos, the stress of no guests. I drink your milkshake, Eli.
Mike O'Mara is killing himself for you. Are you so selfish that you can't show some damn common decency and buy a bonus show subscription? He gives and gives day after day, and you sit out there with your hand out like a selfish. You're killing him. How dare you? Click the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com and buy a bonus show subscription today for the love of God.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Mellower vibes are just a drop or a toke away with Dadgrass. Dadgrass will take you back to a time when music was on vinyl, Delta was an airline, and hipsters were a style of jeans. Sit back, light up, and chill out the old-fashioned way. Sweet dreams are made of CBD. Dadgrass is legal. It's organic, smokable hemp that relaxes your body and mellows your mind. Their 100% organic pre-rolled joints are very low in THC and high in CBD. So you can enjoy the effects of CBD while keeping a clear head. And if you want the toke without the smoke, Dadgrass is also available in a CBD tincture made with the same high-quality hemp. It's easy to dose, and the effects come on smooth. Chill out without getting stoned. It's like having a glass of wine instead of the whole bottle. Whether you're looking for a new buzz or a chill way to enjoy an old favorite, Dadgrass will leave you in a euphoric mood. All Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 18 and over, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the U.S. Right now, Dadgrass is offering TMOS listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/TMOS. Go to dadgrass.com/TMOS for 20% off your first order. Remember, man, that's dadgrass.com/TMOS.
What's that sound? That's what a sound.
Did you hear that? Make some noise.
Soundtown.
That's Soundtown. Yeah. Let me get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. That was just louder than I expected it
I
to
think
be.
for all of us.
So, sorry about that. A few days before the whole thing with Will Smith, this is, I don't know where this was dropped, but it was a comment by Jada Pinkett Smith about her condition and how she feels about it, which kind of flies in the face of getting upset like she visibly did at the Oscars. Let's play it, and then we can sort of comment.
I don't give two craps what people feel about this bald head of mine, because guess what? I love it.
So, there you go. Because of the phrasing there, I love it. Maybe, she could laugh along to that, and it was kind of Will Smith reacting to her. So, there's that.
Yeah, and it also, it's complicated because apparently there's some serious history between Chris Rock and Will Smith and his family.
Yep, they had some problems.
So
right.
I don't know, but time and place, and I go back and I'm tripling down on the optics of two black men on stage on a global scale, and one striking the other, and not perpetuating what should be positive stereotypes. But
let me flip
stereotype.
on that. Let me flip to the whitest man in America,
Please.
a man who I believe has always been obsessed with his failure at the Oscars because his hosting job was very poorly reviewed. David Letterman weighed in on this, and Dave is still not letting go of the fact that he's obsessed with the Oscars.
All I can say, and say what you will, read what you will, think what you will about my performance the night I hosted the Academy Awards, and here's my point, no one got hit. No one was hit that night that I hosted. That's all I have to say. God bless America. God bless the Academy Awards.
He's still funny. That's funny. That would have been in his monologue. No one got hit.
It's so obvious and so real that the fact that he wouldn't release that is why he's a genius.
It's hysterical.
Yes.
Homer Simpson also weighing in on the Oscars.
Maybe I was wrong about these people. Whoever thought a cool person could be a jerk?
Thank you, Homer. I appreciate that. I truly do. Now, on a serious subject, Pennsylvania, 81. Anybody that's ever been on 81, know what that road is like.
Multiple times, Mike.
Oh, my God, that road is... and I made... the first time I really took a lengthy ride on 81 was trailing a boat like an idiot. I said, it'll be less crowded than 95. Dummy. Curved roads, trucks, everything. This is a guy being interviewed, or he might be on his own phone, standing on the side of the road while this wreck is in progress. His car's already been hit. You hear a car get hit behind him, and then he warns a guy to get out of the way. This is what a blinding snow or a whiteout type of condition can cause on Route 81.
This is ridiculous. It's snow and fog mixed together, and it made the visibility down to zero. Oh, watch out, watch out. Oh, God. My car is gone. I need to get off the road. Look at that fire. Oh, my God. Oh, man, I'm going to go see if I can help someone.
I don't think I've ever heard audio that was more indicative of what those chain reaction crashes
that
are.
Man
and
is not helping anyone.
No, he's not. He's not. You got to hear it again.
I'm going to go see.
It's amazing. Yeah, I'm going to go see if I can help someone.
This is ridiculous. It's snow and fog mixed together, and it made the visibility down to zero.
Terrifying.
Oh, watch out, watch out. Oh, God. My car is gone. I need to get off the road. Look at that fire. Oh, my God. Oh, man, I'm going to go see if I can help someone.
Yeah, get off your phone and do that.
They're,
just terrifying.
3 people, if I'm not mistaken.
3 people killed.
Lost their life, yeah.
Just
tragic.
Horrible. Horrible situation. All right, let's mellow the mood right now. And this was an otherworldly sound. I love, I don't talk about this very often. I love the trombone. I really do. I love trombone solos and jazz concerts. I love them. This is a trombone that is recorded in an empty pool, and they also have a dome ceiling over the pool. The acoustics This is real reverb, not the phony reverb you hear from a lot of radio shows or on a microphone. This is the real deal. Listen to this magical trombone in an empty swimming pool. Maybe it should have been better audio quality.
Yeah, but it's the trombone gets
it
gets a bad rap. This is beautiful.
Yeah, the trombone is known as a dorky instrument.
Yeah,
it usually is.
Beautiful
with
though.
that. We leave you today with a young comedian you might not have heard of, and it's an interesting subject line that he has. If any of you have ever checked this guy out, if he's at your local improv, check him out. It's a comedian called Chris Rock. And I think this is very, very interesting material.
We need bullies, man. You think kids were nice to Mark Zuckerberg in high school? Shit, he invented Facebook after somebody smacked him in the face with a book. He invented Facebook just to get friends. We need bullies. Pressure makes diamonds. Not hugs. So I hug a piece of coal and watch what you get. You get a dirty shirt. I'm telling you, we need bullies. That's why there's so many fat kids in school right now. Because there's nobody to take their lunch money. You know what they buy with all that money? Seconds.
There you go.
Now leaving sound.
That's all I got, and let's reconvene tomorrow with more fun and more thrills, ladies and gentlemen. It's just interesting. Chris Rock had that to say about bullies.
Age well.
Yes, art imitates life again. We got to get out of here. We'll be back with a brand new episode tomorrow. For Ponyboy Matt Bloom, also Oscar Santana and Rob Spiewak. This is Mike O'Mara saying we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
You're playing golf and you're going to like it. What about my asthma? I'll give you asthma.
Sayonara, sucker.
Wow.